Dant Crossing, Gethsemane, Kentucky. Timeless hospitality that stirs the spirit. Dant Crossing is a one-of-a-kind destination for unforgettable weddings, memorable corporate events, day trips, and weekend getaways. The pastoral campus is anchored by Log Still Distillery and includes an amphitheater that seats 2,000, a 12-acre lake for fishing and unique lodging options, creating an immersive experience that's rooted in the community and culture of our little slice of Kentucky. More attractions will open soon at Dant Crossing, including our 21,000 square foot distillery, which we will have the ability to produce 15,000 barrels of spirit each year, a network of wooded walking trails, fully functional private train depot, farm-to-table restaurant, and the Legacy, a premier wedding and events venue. Whether you're looking to host an event, book a stay, or reserve a tasting, we're ready to welcome you. Learn more at dantcrossing.com.
This is Alan Bishop, head alchemist at Spirits of French Lick. Be on the lookout for a brand new bottled and bond Solomon Scott rye whiskey, made from a mash composed of 65% rye, 35% corn, and 5% victory malt. This 5-year-old 100 proof rye whiskey is a throwback to early 1800s style rye whiskeys of the Ohio Valley. Named after the legendary Daisy Spring Mill distillery owner turned moonshiner Solomon Scott of Paoli, Indiana. Remember, drink responsibly and never drink and drive.
Sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raisins in hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
All right, welcome back to another awesome podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. I'm Tiny tonight, all by myself here. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, so I'm going to be monitoring that throughout the whole podcast. But remember, www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Getting the podcast. There we go. I almost will have this down one of these times, but www.scotchybourbonboys.com for everything Scotchy Bourbon Boys. And we have great things like the Glencairn that you see right over here. Courtesy Martin Duffy, who is also a Scotchy Bourbon Boy, he's also the North American Glencairn glass representative and gets us our official Glencairns. Those are all for sale on the website. You could check those out. Plus the Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirt. Anything you want, Scotchy Bourbon Boys, it's there. Plus it's going to be coming up our Scotchy Bourbon Balls. We make bourbon balls around this time every year, hopefully this weekend, if everything goes good. It's been a rough couple of weeks, last couple of weeks of just one right after another, the people in the household not doing well. But it looks like we're finally getting close to the hurdle, and hopefully by this weekend we're going to put together a couple batches of those Scotchy Bourbon Balls. And if you have ever tasted one of them or seen some of my posts, those will be going up soon. Make sure you check out all the social media. We are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Check us out all there. We do a lot of different things. YouTube, we're basically doing very well lately. So keep up the support and watching us on YouTube. And then we're on all the major podcast formats. Remember, no matter how you listen to us, whether you listen to me live like you are tonight or us all together, Super Nash or whatever, Bryce says hi. Hi, Bryce. Just remember to when you're listening, leave a comment, leave good feedback, and then also give us a good rating system and make sure you subscribe. So we've got all that covered. The Scotchy Bourbon Boys Facebook group just went over 1,000 member. We had our 1,000th member. We're working on getting him his package, which is the package that he won for being the 1,000th member was bourbon from each one or a whiskey from each one of our suppliers. I'm in the process of sending that down to Super Nash. He has the Spirit of French Lick. He's got that, and then I also picked up Rattlin's Snap 4-year for him that he's going to be receiving. So we're going to be sending that out real quick. So that's really something coming up. And then also we just went over 5,000 members on YouTube, subscribers. That's pretty awesome. We got 42,000 subscribers on the Jeffrey Mueller Facebook professional, what I use, but you follow me on Jeffrey Mueller. I'm Tiny of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and that's my personal account, which we put up a ton of stuff and then share it down to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys group. And we also just want to real quick cover, if you're in the northern central Ohio area, our Friday, December 16th is our next meeting. It's going to be at my house. It's the holiday meeting where everybody gets together. If you're a Scotchy Bourbon Boys, contact me. Find out how to get there. I'll send you my address. One of the reasons why we've been having the meetings from time to time, we have it every 4 to 6 weeks, and we've been having them at the Barrel Room in North Canton. Carrie Sullivan, she is just a wonderful host, and we love having them there. But it's the holiday; she's busy, and the bookings. We never want to take away from. We're supporting her. We don't want to make it so that we have any drag on the Barrel Room. So we are having the holiday meeting here at my house, and the reason why is because when we're out at the Barrel Room, we have to play by OHL Ohio liquor rules and the tastings. But at my house, I'll share my whiskey, and this should be an awesome meeting coming up, because I have a lot of whiskey saved up, and I need you guys all to get here, taste some damn good bourbons. I have Irish whiskey. I've got thanks, Ricky. I really appreciate it. He commented that we're doing a good job, and I appreciate that. I'm just gonna check is there any other comments right there. That was Ricky Edwards commenting. And also, but once that meeting is going to be off the charts, I've got stuff like this. I've got a lot of stuff behind me. Now, tomorrow night's podcast, we're doing 2 podcasts, Monday and Tuesday. This one's to make up for missing Thanksgiving, and then Tuesdays we're back on our normal schedule. But tomorrow night is Booker's Batch 2022 1, 2, and 3. We are going to be tasting that. Super Nash is going to be joining me for that. I'm going to try and get Candyman to get on that. We'll see what happens. So with that said, we are getting down to what tonight's podcast is. I was thinking over the weekend I had a little bit of the Bond and Lillard and the WB Saffell, but these two expressions, when they came out, the bottle is very, very not transparent. I'm going to grab the glasses right here, and I'll read you what it says. I pre-read the bottle, but basically it says that it's I can even do this. I should be able to do this. Yes. I should be able to monitor it and read it. So, in 1889, after 20 years in the employ of his contemporaries, WB Saffell opened a distillery of his own. With grit, determination, and his signature sour mash, his delicate Golden Key bourbon became a treasure of pre-Prohibition America. So that's what they say about W. Saffell, okay? But it's distilled and bottled the American Medicinal Spirits Company, Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, USA. Now, same thing on the Bond and Lillard, distilled and bottled in the American Medicinal. So both of these, they each have a little bit of history. But then they both, what would you say? They both, what does that mean? What did it mean? Well, one, we know this is a Campari distillate. Well, that's one thing we knew. But then it turned out that this first batch of Bond and Lillard that was put out, everybody discovered it was wild turkey. Now, from what I know, then that was in 2017. Now, I've got the 2019 releases. And initially, the two releases that were, one was not WB Saffell, one was Bond and Lillard, and then there was another release. And those releases in the 307, they come in this nice, beautiful 375 milliliter bottle. It's, to me, from a podcast standpoint, these are about as perfect for me. I wish everything was 375 milliliter bottles, and only say that because at 750 milliliters, the way that I get sampled whiskey in bottles, and when I pill it, 750 milliliters is a little bit too much for me. It's not for everybody. I mean, when someone buys a bottle, but I'm just always sampling. I can't return very often to stuff that I love because I'm always drinking the samples and podcasting, and my whole goal is not to become addicted alcoholic. And if I was to get into the 750 milliliter bottles, like I said, this WB Saffell is pretty good. I've got it down to a level about, I would say, a little less than a quarter left in this, and it's been a year. I mean, it was Christmas last year when I got it, so I've had it for 11 months, and you can see how much is there. Bond and Lillard came this summer, probably. I want to say maybe September. So, but I've been sharing these. I share this a lot. And then we also have, as a surprise, if you want, we've got this Master Keep 1 that I'll give you a little background on. But now, as far as the WBs, I've got some information on the Bond and Lillard and the WB Saffell, and I'm going to barrel bash these tonight. The Scotchy Bourbon Boys barrel bashing system is a total of 18. 4 categories, 2 categories 4, and 2 categories 5. So the 2 categories that I have, that's taste, nose, body, and finish. The body and taste, you can max out at 5, and the nose and no, not the body and taste. The finish and taste you can max out at 5, and the body and nose can max out at 4. Now, if something's exceptional, we can always give it a butt up. So the highest score, except on our bourbon of the year, when I make up all the rules to even give better bourbons better scores, but the highest score of that the bourbon can get is a 19 out of 18. And so that's what our barrel bashing. We have our trusty, it's actually a Wilderness Trail Bung Hammer, and I've got my Spirit of French Lick barrel right over here, and that is a William Dalton. One of the things that I wanted to say is that we have a William Dalton barrel pick for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys just ready to go. We are in our pre-sale mode. And if anybody wants to contact me on Facebook or anywhere, please, on YouTube, just let me know, and I will give you the information to buy pre-sale vouchers that you will receive in your email. And then when the pick comes in, we'll work on getting it. We're gonna have pickups in Columbus, Canton, and Kentucky. So, or if you need to have it shipped, we will ship it through. We can do it in. Put it this way, we work out the shipping for you. A lot of times, I can deliver it. So, with that, I am going to check out. I got it right here. I did. Let's see. Get in there. All right. So what we got here. Wow. Oh, I got to go to Google. That's what I did wrong. All right. Let's go to Google. That's where it is. All right. So the first one that I have up, which gives you a little bit of this Bond and Lillard. I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Here we go. Bond and Lillard was a trusted name in the pre-prohibition whiskey industry. It was first distilled by John Bond in what was then called Cedar Run, Kentucky, now known as Anderson County. In 1820, a veteran of the American Revolutionary War, Bond moved his distilling operation closer to Lawrenceburg, Kentucky after the war in 1842. He left the company of his son and grandson, David and William. He left the company to his son and grandson, David and William. William would go on to form a partnership with his brother-in-law, C.C. Lillard, in 1869, and they began labeling the product Bond and Lillard. The business stayed in their families until 1899 and was so revered that it won the grand prize at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. Using the same tasting notes the judges wrote down during the World Fair in 1904, we recreated this winning recipe. So that's now it's the first Bond and Lillard. A lot of people were thinking that it really wasn't quite right. It was expensive for the $350 for the 375 milliliter bottle, and people thought it was good whiskey, but it wasn't a $100 bottle of whiskey in 2017. And you got to remember, it's 2022, 5 years later, and a $100 bottle of whiskey isn't what a $100 bottle of whiskey was in 2017. The boom was happening, but the pricing back then was not quite what it is now. And now, Bond and Lillard Batch 2 is what I'm about to taste. And I'll start it off with that. I'm going to go back and get my taste. And I have tasting notes. I got 3. Yep. Oh, all right. That described, I described what happened. And then now, this is the 2019 Batch 2 Bond and Lillard. I'm going to pour a little bit into my Scotchy Bourbon Boy Glencairn. Shout out to everybody there. I'm just going to get this into my glass. I'm going to have a healthy pour. One of the things I was thinking of doing a podcast in the future. One of the things I've been doing is sipping. It's especially with what's been happening in my family, with everybody one at a time seeming to get a cough, cold kind of thing, falling. It's just been a consistency of someone just one at a time. And right now my wife is not feeling the greatest. But I find that if I just take a little bit, I'm not talking about drinking a lot, I'm talking about have a little bit. Before I go to bed, if I'm watching a movie, I sip on that. for like take little sips over like an hour, and it's been successful so far. I'll let you know. I mean, if you get a little bit of a scratchy throat, it's just like it seems to burn off all that gunk down there in your throat, and it doesn't. I'm not talking about a bad sore throat, and you're already this seems to be helping me ward off whatever is happening in the world, but at the same time, I can't afford to get sick, so that's one of the things I always had a good immune system, and I just keep telling myself I'm not going to do it. So far it's working for me. So getting back to this, what they were wondering is the first batch, Eddie Russell was not involved with the Bond and Lillard, and in this batch he did get involved. Now we did talk about the history and what it's bottled at, so we got that down. So Eddie was directly involved. So Eddie Russell is master distiller. Jimmy Russell's co-master distiller. Jimmy Russell is been with the Wild Turkey from the beginning, and Eddie is his son. And Bruce, an up-and-coming guy, initially when you first heard about him, he kind of was, but what he's been doing lately, between Bruce, Eddie, and Jimmy still having a little bit of say and being in the Wild Turkey gift shop signing bottles. I just saw today, someone posted a picture of Jimmy signing their bottle that they bought at the gift shop, and the gift shop has lots of releases and everything, and I strongly suggest everybody get down to the gift shop at Wild Turkey. Now set of circumstances. All right, so let's see. This one, the Bond, is 100 proof. It's like batch 2. Doesn't have an age statement. Reportedly aged a minimum of 7 years. Charcoal filtered and bottled at 100 proof. Distilled and bottled by the American Medicinal Company, which is Wild Turkey in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. So let's take a look in our Glencairn what this does. I get notes. This is a amber color, like a beer amber color. It's not really that red. And when you nose this, a lot of caramel, a little bit of toffee, a little bit of pepper, and I get some wood tannins. Not bitter. A little bit of tobacco hiding behind that pepper. All right. Let's taste it. Nice legs running down the side. You can just see that right there. Long legs. So a lot of vanilla. Ooh. So this one I like. All right, I'm going to go back. Facebook, see what y'all have to say. Jerry Allen's watching. Robert Ashton, hi. Bryce, good to see you tonight. Carlos, good to see you. A. Rodriguez. Oh, whiskey is bourbon. Oh, we got some decent guys watching tonight. All right. So, on the Bond and Lillard, we're going to barrel bash it. We went over that for what the barrel bash was. So, I'm just trying to see what that finishes. I get like a really rock on, Ricky. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching, Adam. Now for 100 proof, yeah, there's a caramel, almost. I'm trying to think what that is. It's not earthy. It's almost a malt. Now this is a bourbon, Kentucky straight, but I'm picking up some of the malt flavor off that. But this is supposed to be that pre-prohibition whiskey that the notes match what happened in the 1904 World Fair, which is different. I mean, this is really a different type whiskey. There's no doubt about it. It's not your standard big wild turkey. A lot of vanilla. Let's hit it one more time. The viscosity on it is just fantastic, how it runs back into your glass. Medium finish, not real long. All right. I like this. I like it a lot. So if I'm going to barrel bash this, let's go nose. Total of 4. I'm going to give it, it's a little peppery. So I'm going to give, I think the nose is the weak point of this. I give it a 2. All right. Taste. Can get up to 5 on the taste. Very sweet. Very unique. That vanilla strong. I can't quite place the other, but it is clearing my throat out, which is always a good thing. I'm still trying to place that. I think it's an oak tannin with a mix of tobacco. There's a vanilla. Maybe a little bit of cherry. All right, so taste, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's good. So that's 4. So we're at 6 out of 9. Let's see. The body on this, it's definitely out of a 4, it's a 3. Just doesn't fill your mouth everywhere, but it really, for 100 proof, does a pretty good job. And then the finish, I'll give it another 3. Which is 12 out of 18 for the Bond and Lillard. So let's go to the WB Saffell. I've got a little bit of history on the WB Saffell. Now, from what everybody was saying, the Bond and Lillard was a lot better than the 2017. I didn't ever have the 2017, but it's a good bourbon. 12 out of 18 is not something, I mean, you're talking about an above average. Is it $100 a bottle worth of, bourbon? It's about right there based off of now. 2022 and bourbon prices. It's above average bourbon. I would like it to be $80 a bottle, but at $100 and that bottle and this really coolness and the story, and I mean that the whole thing that's going on is just a cool experience, and everybody knows that's what I like when it comes to bourbon. I want the whole package. I want a cool label, one of the coolest labels, I believe, in bourbon. And then I also want good tasting bourbon. There's no doubt about it. But then the backstory, pre-prohibition, what you got. It's the whole package. And I think, and then putting it out in the 375 milliliter bottles is a really cool thing. So I'm thumbs up on what's going on with Bond and Lillard. Let's go to WB Saffell. Ooh, I got the hiccups. All right. So these two are part of the collection is called the Whiskey Baron Collection. It's once again from Campari. It was Wild Turkey. One of the complaints was what this special bourbon that they put out, and then why wasn't Wild Turkey, it says, the medicinal put out by I'm gonna try and read that. Let's just see. I'm finding it right here, folks. But we got everything. Yeah, it's put out. It just wasn't. It wasn't transparent on the label, and everybody didn't understand. Most of us will just want to know, what it is. So, all right. So they mentioned this is. I took this from the Bourbon Finder, and they talk about, and I agree, this little 375 these little 375 bottles seem to vary drastically in availability, price, and popularity as well. In all honesty, because of how it was put out there, nobody knew if they were going to get it. I mean, it was a distillery release, and then all around very, very, if you got it, you were like winning the lottery. So, the ambiguity was Campari's thing, their marketing. That's what they all blame it on. It wasn't Wild Turkey. They wanted to be transparent from the beginning. So this is the resurrection of Prohibition era juice. And muddying the waters on who was behind the resurrection was an odd PR move, in our opinion. While the brand separation makes sense, it's uncertain why in the hell a clear statement wasn't made. And I agree. When you read that label and you know something about labels in bourbon, you're wondering why they're doing it. Because once you see something like that, I believe it was the American Medicinal Distilling Company, you're gonna do the research to find out where it actually came from, and there's just no way you're going to be able to hide it. So here is the history on the WB Saffell. William Butler Saffell began distilling as a teenager. With his grit, determination, and reputed handmade sour mash, it wasn't long after in 1889 that he built his first distillery. What resulted was a delicate Golden Kentucky bourbon, first created northwest of Lawrenceburg, that became a treasure of pre-Prohibition America. Saffell himself may have said it best when he remarked, "My own small product is not excelled by any." Crafted to stand apart, this non-chill filtered offering is a blend of 6, 8, and 10 and 12-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon. It delivers a complex spice caramel, a wood flavor, along with notes of creamy vanilla and dried fruit, recreated to deliver every bit that pre-Prohibition straight from the barrel flavor. This genuine piece of bourbon heritage would be around for long. Only a limited number are available, so only a piece of history before they're gone. Now that's the way they did it. This particular one is a little bit closer. This one was very, very revered. So we got the William B. Saffell. I love this frickin' bottle. I mean, this bottle alone makes me want to buy it. This is their first batch 2 of Bond Lillard, but those two were released at the same time. I'm going to be taking it into a fresh Glencairn here and doing the pour. I've still got some left. So the Christmas party meeting, December 16th for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, that will be up on the bar. So here we go. So this one, the nose is fantastic. It's caramel, a little bit of chocolate, There's no pepper. If anything, there's a fresh spring breeze. Where the Bond and Lillard had that peppery flavor, which once again, we're talking about pre-prohibition. So, you're looking for that white pepper. We're looking to be tasting something that was long ago. So I get that caramel and chocolate. It's delicious. I know what I'm giving that nose. Let's see if it tastes up the same. All right, folks, I'm going to go. Damn. No, this is 107. And the body between 100 and Bond and Lillard to the body on the 107. Fantastic body on this. All right, let's get back to Facebook. I'll monitor. All right, Adam's watching. Russ is watching. Dave's watching. Hey, everybody. So this one, this is a high. This one's good. It's fantastic. That nose, that taste. Let me hit the taste one more time. It's like an Andes candy finish. That took away. This took away all of my issues with the gunk in my throat. That's for sure. Burned it right off. It clings to the glass way longer, and the legs drip back down. You can see them right there. They're all there. They're a little bit thicker. Oh. All right, here we go. That's delicious. All right, dark chocolate on that finish. Caramel up front. A little bit of mint that hits, and then the dark chocolate. Mint, dark chocolate, and it's just lasting forever. It's like this is the first finish in a long time that's sticking on my tongue, just not to the back of my throat. I'll tell you how long it is. Still tasting it. There you go. That is a long finish, folks. All right, so we're going to barrel bash this. I think it's delicious, but in my opinion, let's start off with the nose. One of the best noses, I think. I love that caramel richness that was in this, along with a little bit of chocolate. This is what I'm looking for. There was nothing wrong with that. I am going to give the nose a 4 with a but up. So I give this nose a 5. Taste. Caramel and Andes candies. I'll give it a 5. I have to say, flavors throughout on the body, and I give the body a 4. Finish is medium to long, and it's minty. There's nothing. It's almost like a breath mint. God, I love that. I'm going to give it I will give that finish. Can I figure out a better finish is the question. Nope. I'm going to give it a 5. So, WB Saffell just has earned the most you can earn, and I wish I could put this up for Bourbon of the Year. but I can't. It wasn't part of Bourbon of the Year last year. This is a 2019 release, so it doesn't qualify, but it's one of the best bourbons that I drank this year. And I'll have to think about that going into our competition that we're going to basically start. Tomorrow night, we're doing the Booker's podcast with Super Nash, but we're also going to start talking about that Scotchy Bourbon Boys Bourbon of the Year that we're going to try and come up with. So that's coming up soon. So let's put those aside. I'm going to put those aside. We'll put them back here, up there. And let's talk about this little special thing that we got here. It's Master Keep. I got my glass for the last one. Let's take the two Glencairns, get them over here. Now, I'm going to pull this out. It comes, the Master Keep, this is one. Now, I got that last year. It was available again this year, but this was $189, and this year's was a little bit more expensive, and I opted out because I still have a lot of last year's. And we're going to have to go straight. Master Keep 1. And we're going to put that up against... and I'm going to read... because this gives us a good detail of Master Keep 1. Crafted with conviction. A whiskey that's truly greater than the sum of its parts. One is Master Distiller Eddie Russell's tribute to the distinct taste of father and son, artfully blending bourbon ages and character into one harmonious expression of boldness and balance. His father, famed master distiller Jimmy Russell, love of mid-aged bourbons is no secret. At home, you'll often find him sipping on 8 to 10-year-old whiskey from the distillery. However, that's never swayed Eddie's passion for the complex characteristics that come with bourbons aged for longer in the rickhouses. To reflect his father's taste, Eddie hand-selected barrels aged between 9 and 10 years old, then selecting his own small batch and carefully aged 14-year-old whiskey. Eddie crafted these profiles into one. The magic is in the second maturation, using new oak barrels, specially toasted and charred, resting in one of his favorite timber rickhouses, Tyrone G, a first from Master Keep. The result is a masterful unity of taste and flavor with aroma of sweet honey and hints of brown spice. From the special toasting comes a palette of bold vanilla, butterscotch, and caramel that evolves gently into a fresh and lingering toasted oak finish. One certainly a harmony that's worth the wait. So there you go. I gave you the little bit of that put on there. That should give you, we're getting close to tasting this. I'm going to basically pull down, pull up, watch. Hey, Alan, thank you for watching. We've sampled so far the WB Saffell and the Bond Lillard, but we are about to put the Master Keep 1. It's a beautiful bottle, beautiful box. The presentation's fantastic. This is a double oak, obviously. And the toppers, it's just like some of these toppers that the distilleries come up with. It's just totally and completely beautiful. Let's see where we're going with. I don't know why, but the whiskey on the top, on the front, is right there. It's been sitting for a while, but it still seems to moisten the cap. So I don't know how that's possible. Again, a fresh Glencairn of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We'll do a nice sample. I haven't pulled this down since we sampled it on the last podcast. Let's see if I can give you one last thing. This is 101 proof. That's good to know. With 9 and 10-year-olds and a 14-year-old mixed in, and then put back into the barrel, and then put back out for a specific thing. Put that in there. I just rolled it around. One of the cool things about a Glencairn, let's see if I can do it. Oh, yeah, I did. You can roll it. It's about as full as you can do it. There we go. You pull it up, and then you get that rich. At 101, it's sticking pretty good to the side. Don't see any dropping down yet. I love the Glencairns. We just did, if you check back from some of our other podcasts, you could see the last couple. There was one based off of all the whiskey glasses, and some people like different ones, but I really do like. There was a lot of people who came through for, that was interesting. A lot of people who come through, you could just see now it's starting. It stuck to the glass forever, and now you're starting to see the legs come through. There they are. That is a really, really thick viscosity. There you go. Look at how long that leg is. Wow. If I was to rate that really goes high on the body for this. Now, this is not amber. This has a really rich red. There's some red in there. Not yellow. It's not yellowish. It's red. Let's see what we got here. Oh my God. That is complex. Caramel. There's butterscotch. And a little bit of pepper, but the right amount of pepper, opposed to the Bond Lillard that had too much of the pepper. It was like a white pepper, but a lot. It almost made me sneeze. Wow. I'm really liking that nose. There might even be a little bit of apple, but I definitely get the butterscotch. That's a big body at 101. It's huge. Caramel finish all day. Holy man. So after letting this sit pretty much I'm pretty sure this is close to a year. It's longer than a year because this was picked up last. It would have been September of 2020. Super Nash picked this up for me right before Kentucky Bourbon Festival. This year, it was out again. We skipped it, but now we're talking. That was September, October, so we're in November. Couple more months, so we're. Oh my God, has that. Oh, wow. If anybody could get a hold of one of these Master Keep ones, I would strongly recommend it. Because, especially if you love butterscotch, because I love butterscotch. It's my favorite. I love caramel. I love vanilla. But butterscotch, if you can get that rich butterscotch taste in there, which this does. Let's see. Wow. Hats off, Eddie. It's so butterscotch. It's so caramel. The finish is fantastic. This is going to compete, right? It's better than WB Saffell. It really is. I hate to say it, but it is. WB Saffell is very unique. And this delivers on modern day bourbon. This delivers a longer finish. The butt up's going to be happening on the finish. All right, here we go. I wasn't going to barrel bash it, but I have to. The nose, which is 4, I give a 4. The taste. Which is 5. I give a 5. The body. I'm going to break the rules. For 101 proof, opposed to 107, this is full mouth. So I'm going to give it a 4 plus a butt up. Wow. I just tried to end the podcast, but I almost did. I probably came close to doing it. Is it there? Please come back. Okay. I tried to end the podcast by pulling the microphone out, but now it's back. Still recording. All right. But up. 5 on there. Now the finish. I want to give the finish a 5 with a butt up, but I can't. God, that's good. Anyways, so Edward Atcher, Tony Catlon, thank you for watching. Jesse JB Shine is watching. Thank you very much. And I'm going to give a double butt up because just this is a little bit better than the WB Saffell. So I'm going to give this a 20 out of 18. But up on the finish. Delicious. Well worth it. Now, once again, this has sat for over a year since I opened it. And one of the things that happens to bourbons, especially when they're fuller, you've opened it, you can see I've taken a pour out of it. Again, if you come to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys holiday meeting, December 16th, Friday, December 16th, this is an available pour that I'm willing to share. So I'm going to share everything I got. So make sure you check that out. And it's just that was a good bourbon. I think this is, at this point, one of the better bourbons I've had. I love butterscotch, and the butterscotch on the finish, the butterscotch in the taste, everything is really good. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. We'll stay on a little bit, take some comments if anybody wants to on Facebook or YouTube, but I am going to finish up here. Let's just see if I can get it all going, because it's a whole different ball game getting the end. Sometimes it works really well, and then other times it doesn't. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, yep. There it is. All right. So I have it up. I should have that on. Everybody, thank you for watching tonight. Really appreciate it. YouTube, Facebook, and then also on the podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been a fun time tonight. I really appreciate everybody and everything that you guys do. And with that said, remember, good bourbon equals good times, good friends, and go out there and live your life dangerously. Good night, everybody. Little Steve-O, take us out.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you.
All right.
I tell you we must
the main
die.
podcast has ended. We are still live on YouTube and Facebook. Live and recording. But let me quick add the little bit of audio magic that happens and start the saving. And then maybe look forward. I'm going to check out YouTube in a couple seconds. Let me save, publish to, uploading. Wow, that Wild Turkey Master Keep was insane. Shift, WB and BL. Let's do that. All right, so we're saving the episode. All right, let me go back real quick. Thank you, everybody, for coming along. Wow, I just went to YouTube, and that was, turn that down and check out. I got to check out my live feed, your channel. I'm checking that baby out. There it is. Oh, I have no idea if anybody even watched at all. There it is. Live chat. Nothing. Nothing came across. Oh, one person is watching. If the one person is there and it's not me, please leave a comment. That's usually how the live go on YouTube, but let's go back to Facebook here. We always have a couple people watching. Edward, Tony Catlin is watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching on Facebook. If you have any questions, this is the time to ask me. Tonight we were tasting WB Saffell, Bond Lillard, and I will pour one more thing of this Master Keep 1 because, granted, I didn't have a lot to eat tonight and a couple pours. I'm not going to go hard on this one, but there you go. I poured a little bit because this is delicious. I got to put it back in. I'm going to put it back in its box. The box is awesome. History tells you all about what they do. The topper's awesome. The whole thing. $189.99 after 1 year. I got a deal. That's what I'm going to say to that. Because that Wild Turkey Master Keep was fan-frickin-tastic. Does anybody have any questions either on YouTube or Facebook? We're getting close to finishing up if you want to. Other than that, I'm going to be cheersing you all. Thank you so much tonight for coming on, watching us. You can look for the podcast on all major podcast formats. We are also, make sure you check us all out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. We're on all those. And then check us out also on all the major podcast formats. Deezer, Twitch. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Pandora. We're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. If it's a podcast format, we're there. So everybody, I'm gonna say goodnight. Cheers. The Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We are out. All right, we're going to stop streaming YouTube. Yes, we are going to stop recording.
Hey, Scotchy Bourbon Boys fans, this is Alan Bishop, Indiana's alchemist of the Black Forest. So I'm tuning in here today to tell you all about the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute channel on YouTube. If you're at all interested in the art of distilling, whether it be home distilling or professional distilling, and the intense geekery that goes into that process, then check out the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute on YouTube. I promise you're going to learn something you didn't know before about the arts.